The Waning Hour, where true horror begins. This happened last year, and I still cannot drive that stretch of road without feeling like something is pacing me just out of sight. It was late, a little after 1 in the morning. I was on my way home from a double shift, half awake and half numb. Doing that thing where you drive on autopilot and only realize it when your brain suddenly comes back online. The road I take home is one of those long, rural roads that feels like it never ends. No streetlights, no houses, just hedges, trees, and the occasional lay-by where people dump old mattresses and tires. In the daytime, it looks boring. At night, it looks like something that does not want you there. I was a few miles from town when my headlights caught something on the side of the road. At first, I thought it was a deer. There was a shape just off the tarmac, pale against the black hedge. I eased off the accelerator and squinted, trying to make it out. Then it moved. Not back into the hedge, not away from the car. It straightened. What I had thought was the slope of a back unfolded into something tall, too tall. It looked like a person standing in the grass, completely still, facing the road, no reflective clothing, no phone light, no car nearby, just a long, pale shape standing there, like it had been waiting. I remember the exact feeling that hit me. It was not the jolt you get when you nearly hit an animal. It was colder than that. Like my body knew before my brain did that I should not be seeing whatever I was looking at. I told myself it was just some drunk idiot cutting across the fields. I told myself that, but my foot pressed harder on the accelerator anyway. I did not want to pass them slowly. I did not want to see their face. As I got closer, my headlights finally washed over it properly. It was facing away from me, standing on the verge, shoulders slightly hunched, head lowered. One arm hung straight down. The other arm was bent at an angle that made no sense, like the elbow had too. Many joints. I should have kept driving and ignored it. Every horror story tells you to keep going. Do not stop. Do not look. I looked. As I passed, its head turned. It did not turn like a normal person glancing over their shoulder. It rotated, slow and smooth, like a security camera. Like it was not limited by a spine at all. I never saw clear features. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. Just a hollow, dark shape where the face should have been. But I felt it land on me. I felt that gaze lock on. I sped up. My heart was pounding. My hands were sweating on the steering wheel. In the rearview mirror, for a moment, I could see it standing there in the red glow of my brake lights. Then the road curved, and the verge vanished into darkness. I told myself that was the end of it. Just something weird I would use to scare myself later. But a few minutes down the road, when the adrenaline had faded just enough for my thoughts to come back, I saw something that made my mouth go dry. There was another lay-by ahead. Empty. Just a patch of gravel and weeds on the left, and someone was standing in it. Tall, pale, head lowered. At least this one is different, I told myself. It has to be. It has to be. I slowed a little, stomach twisting, trying not to stare and failing anyway. Same height, same posture, same crooked arm. I had not passed any side roads. No farm track, no turning. There was nowhere for someone to cut across that fast. No way they could have reached this lay-by before me, unless they had been running full speed through the fields in the dark. Even if that were somehow possible, I already knew that was not what I was dealing with. As my headlights hit it, it did the exact same thing. The head rotated, too slow, too smooth, like it was replaying a movement it enjoyed. This time, I did not just feel watched, I felt followed. I drove the next few miles with my body locked up, hands tight on the wheel, eyes fixed straight ahead. I did not check the mirror. I did not look at the verge. If something else was standing there, I did not want to know. Eventually, the road opened into a long, straight section that runs almost all the way to the edge of town. That is where the speed cameras start. The first sign of civilization. A small, patched-up pub, a few terraced houses, a faint orange glow from distant streetlights. That is when my radio cut out. It did not fade. It did not glitch. 1 second there was a quiet late-night show mumbling in the background. The next second there was just dead silence and a faint hiss. The dashboard lights dimmed. Not by much. Just enough that I noticed. From the back of the car, I heard something breathe. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was a long, slow exhale. Close. Too close. Like someone was sitting in the back seat, trying not to be heard. I did not turn around. I could not. Every hair on my arms stood up. My eyes started to water. My hands shook so badly I had to choke the steering wheel to keep it straight. My thoughts were not even full sentences at that point, just flashes. If I crash, it will find it in the car. If I stop, it will be waiting. If I look, I will have to see it properly. The orange streetlights got closer. The car interior brightened slightly. Whatever had dimmed, the lights seemed to let go. The breathing stopped. The radio came back on like nothing had happened. Same voice, same sentence, like someone had unmuted the world. I drove through town too fast, checking every reflection, every shop window, every dark doorway. Every time I caught my own reflection, I half expected to see something tall and pale sitting behind me. When I pulled up on my street, I forced myself to finally do what I had been too afraid to do on the road. I turned around. The back seat was empty. No footprints, no damp patch, no mist. No sign that anyone had ever been there. I laughed. It sounded wrong, thin and shaky. I told myself I was exhausted. I told myself I had seen something weird on the verge and my brain had done the rest. Turned a drunk farmer into a monster. I was halfway up the path to my front door when my car interior light flicked on behind me. The driver door was still open. The light should have stayed on the whole time. Instead, it had clicked on like someone had just shifted in the back seat. I froze on the path, the house in front of me, the car behind me, and that long straight strip of road running back out of town. My phone vibrated in my pocket. New Bluetooth device detected. I did not check the screen, not right away. I went inside, locked the door, double locked it, then sat with my back against the wood, breathing like I had just run a race. When I finally forced myself to look, there was a notification I had never seen before. Nearby device. Verge. Listener. I moved house a few months later. Different town, different route. I avoid long late-night drives now. I do not slow down for shapes on dawn. The Verge. I do not look into empty laybys. But every now and then, when I am sitting alone in my flat and the night outside goes a particular kind of quiet, my phone vibrates once for no reason. No message, no notification, just that tiny, meaningless buzz. It always makes me feel like something out there remembers the sound of my engine, and it is waiting for me to drive that road again. This has been the Waning Hour, where the night turns cold and the shadows pay attention.